Now we get to film school. I had saved up, I think I was in between moving, or the first course I did when I was staying in Hamden, and then the second one I'd moved to Radley or whatever. Once I got my passport, I was like, I need to make up for all that deportation stuff, lost time, everything. I was going to go hard. The school was called LARFT, London Academy for Film, radio, film, television, something like this. And I had already seen this school even before I had moved. I had certain companies I was looking at. If I went to India, I would use this one. If I went to UK, I'd do this one. So it was already on my picture. So this course, first one I did was a 2-week full-time every day. I think weekends we didn't do much, but we'd still hook up or hang out. The classmates were Ed, Hasti, Fan, Alison, and then Leo was the main guy. I didn't know his full role, but he was full-time over there answering to the teachers and doing everything for everyone all the time. He was like a gem, man. Such a good guy. As for our teacher, Mr. Richard, my gosh, what a guy. Like within 2 days I'd sussed him out, because I've known people like him obnoxiously talking about themselves, really proud and loud and proud to call themselves a-holes and stuff like that. And he was a useless drunk. We wouldn't even see him much, and you will get to see what kind of person he is, because at the end of our video he's the drunk guy in there. So he played the perfect character. There were times he would come stinking drunk, just sleep on the couch, and then once we showed him our videos, he's like, I don't need to watch them because I know they're already crap. Like, you've not even watched them, you Jackie. Full of himself, like, my awesomeness, I was in the army, I know this, and his philosophies and psychologies. And within days I was like, I've already wasted 1,000 because I know this is phony. Things were starting to show me that, wow, what have I done? But on the plus side, one of those days, my dad sent me a power book, a Mac power book. What a lovely surprise. I felt so much better. Now my classmates, first guy, the main guy, who I hit it off with from day one was Ed. Ed was a proper stoner. So we already hit it off because of that. And he came from Coventry. So he was staying in the hostel. And the baggie he had, well, must have been the biggest one. He said he must have paid $70, but maybe back then it was much cheaper to get a big one. In the end of the thing, we got so close, he gave me his graffiti tag. So I have a graffiti tag somewhere. And whenever we went for our breaks, Leo would be like, I'm not into those funny fags. It's just the way he said it, man. Leo was a cracker pulser. Because he was staying in the hostel, he would go to the hostel bar and he would pick up a producer lady, which I'll talk about later. Then there was Hasti. Hasti, I think she was Iranian or something. Again, from day one, we knew she was going to be a hard one to deal with. She insisted from day one, I want to be the director. And I told her, look, I'm happy with that, as long as other people get to fill different shoes. I wanted the experience of everything. I always do. So she insisted on a script, and we would make fun of it because it was called Fugue State. It's spelled F-U-G-U-E, Fugue. So we used to tell her, yeah, just go and tell her Fugue State. I think it's a state of trying to, some disillusionment or something. But anyway, you'll see in the short if you watch the short. The thing about her was, apart from being pushy with her ways, she would always have her 2 cents when we were doing our editing and finalizing things. Like, what about this way and this, that? And also having meetings. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about, we don't want to talk about, we've decided already. Good thing is that she also pushed Richard to a point where even he's like, he flipped, and then he used that as an excuse not to teach us. So he got his weapon. He was not going to teach us anyways, but now he's like, okay, Leo, you handle everything. And then one of the days we all decided to stay late to get everything done after Hasti left. So we stayed most probably till 10 that night or something. Alison next. Alison was a sweetie. She was very chill, everything. And at some point we were chilling outside M&S, and I think she was waiting for the bus. She became little sis. We'd talk about things over some yum-yums from M&S. Now for Fan. He was the quiet one. And it took me a while until I realized that he would always be on his flip phone. He would take pictures, we would hear the chick-chack. Or he would text his girlfriend or whoever it was. I was like, I need to do that instead of all these disposable cameras. So slowly I got an idea to upgrade because of him. And Fan did the flowchart, storyboarding. He was really good. All of these people, somehow they've gone into their own fields of this film production, creativity, something. So I was very glad to see that. He had skills. He was so good that at some point we agreed to do a music video together. So all these guys brought some kind of skill together, especially because the teacher didn't even give us a syllabus, nothing. Van would bring one of his friends to play Amy, like one of the girls who gets in the accident in the movie. And he always had some great ideas. Like being a quiet one, he was still very proactive with so much. Every time I kept tabs on him on Facebook or whatever, he would just inspire me. And he also was a foodie, always eating something or another. So through him, we discovered Yum Yums. And he would order a lot of Chinese food and stuff, hook us up with that while we were doing our work and things. Oh, and he took me to a very interesting place. He used to drive this, the fast cars. It took me to somewhere in Camden or around the corner from Camden. Airwolf or Wolf Guns or something. Replica BB guns, man. I got to hold a Desert Eagle. Wow, that was just so impressive, man. I used to use that place as one of my three-in-one date kind of stops to take my date if I was in Camden. Then there was Bridget, who played Claire. She was the Fuga State person. And then on the day of one of the shoots, we were at Allison's house. I just remember this fur coat. I had this smoke. I used to wear these wraparound glasses. Ed was sorting out the fake number plates. And I remember there was a fan somewhere and we took a close-up of the fan. Ed had some great choices in music. I think there was something called Audio Monkeys or Audio somethings. So shoot days, we would be stressing. Hasti would always put in her 2 cents and dramas and stuff. So I was like, look, you guys fight it out. I'm going to be floor manager. There was even an African guy who played the guy who recognizes Claire. I can't remember him too much because he was in there for a quick few hours or something maybe. Leo did this move with the camera, a 360 running around Claire or Bridget. It cracked us up, but it was amazing. We were just surprised, like surprise crack up. As for the drunk roll in the end, Richard did come through, so we were like, wow, we're so glad you came through for that, man. And even that, he wanted praise for, like, see how awesome I am, I come through. What a surprise, he played a drunk perfectly. At some point we even got permission from Euston Station to shoot train scenes. Now around this time I was also dating Antonetta, and she insisted. There was a movie at 10 o'clock or something. It's like, you have to make it. I didn't want to watch a Shah Rukh Khan movie. She loved Shah Rukh Khan. So I don't know, maybe I worked late or just the buses were late or I intentionally went late. But she waited up for me till 1 a.m. And then, because of Shah Rukh, she was already in the mood and she was doing kino escalation, which is basically using physical touch and to get it going somewhere. So we were playing this some slap and tickle session and it kind of got somewhere, and then I backed out and she just lost it. Like, I didn't lose it as in a fight with me, but that was we knew it was the end. What's the point? Like another wall of rejection. And I think I was comfortable with that. So editing, a lot of the guys were figuring things out on Avid, and Leo always came through. He's clipping the things properly, markers, all that. He was sorting it. And while we were doing this, the actors next door, people from other classes around, they would tell us the same thing. It's like, your teacher's not present. College doesn't seem to be the right one. We don't know if we should. But their teacher was pretty good. I forgot the guy's name. So we get to the end. Fan finished up the editing. And then I think Ed did his final touches or something. I was going to be taking the original tapes. I think I still have them, or it's in my dad's estate. While all this was happening, Richard pulls out hash. He smokes hash. So he's a drunk, smokes hash. And at least he publicly apologized to Hasti for his behavior, but in a very Richard way. So finally it's the rap party. We go to the bar. Richard's getting pissed off by someone else and usual things. We went to Bar Jerusalem, and then I think I got tipsy. I didn't get too drunk, but we ended up at Ed's girlfriend's place, Piccadilly, somewhere in Piccadilly corner, Duck Lane, I remember. Oh, and before that, Richard even admitted that this course is not even good because in 2 weeks, how much are you going to learn for film production? So I'm so glad I got access to the internet and found so many courses. I would be doing tons of courses online then. So by now, my eye was like, look, I just want the paper to say I've done the thing and I can move on. I want to wash this off. Part of me had already done some research because I was going to mail the academy and tell them, look, man, I need money back or something. So back at the girl's place, what was her name? Anne Curtin or something. But I had fallen asleep without any covers or anything. And I was a bit tipsy. And when I opened my eyes, this angel in all white PJs putting a blanket on me. I was like, I'm in love. I'm in love. Anyway, since she's a producer, in the next morning, she would show us some of her stuff. She did something called High School Project USA, which was like a pilot, and another pilot called Mingers. That was hilarious. I think it was about ugly looking chicks and I don't know, Mingers. Now we have to print our own diplomas, which doesn't even have the correct address. What in the actual? I paid like 1,000 Giza. I think I might even have some footage where the BS he used to pull on Leo and Leo just swallowing it. And I think that video I have is where Richard is telling Leo how he convinced the other class of his authority and how awesome he is. So all that has happened. I emailed the academy. I tell them I'm not happy. This has happened, blah, blah, blah. They're like, we can't give you a refund, but you can jump onto the next course. And the next course had already begun because when we finished, I saw this group. And in this group, there was she was like a beautiful Brazilian, but like Joe, like a cash register. That's how I noticed that a new class had started. And I was like, oh, while the class was going on, they had gone out or in or something. I saw the workbook. So I stole that workbook, the syllabus, everything, angles, close-up, medium close-up, lighting. This book was like what I was looking for in a course. And anyway, Leo would hook me up with lots of material. Like he really did a good job. I'll do the next one like a short version and share the shorts of both the film schools in there. And I think I also just wanted to add that during this time, Hemil or someone who pointed me in the direction of Tower Hamlets College, which was doing a free 3D animation course. So I'll add that animation course video in there also. But the only thing I remember about that course was that the teacher was cool and I had to take lots of buses to Tower Hamlets because that was south. And yeah, I used 3D, Maya 3D. It's good software.